Hello everyone, my name is Jessica and this is another sketchbook tour. Today we are taking a tour of one of my old sketchbooks, the one I lovingly refer to as Volume 1. I didn't start volumizing my sketchbooks until this one, even though it's technically my fourth sketchbook that I've taken a tour of on my channel. Go check out the other ones on my channel if you want to see more of my baby art. Before you see all this art, I just want to let you know that I can do way better than I did back in the day. Here are some of my most recent drawings as proof that I have indeed improved since... Actually, I don't know the date when this book started, but I can assure you that it was far back in ye olden days, when we used to drive down the road in a horse and buggy. Ask your parents if you don't know what that is, I'm sure they'll love that. Anyway, subscribe if you're not already, because this is far from the last sketchbook in this sketchbook saga. So, let's get into this art. There's something so nostalgic about this cover, just a blank black cover. No pressure to make the beginning of a work of art. Just me and my, a fairly large black book. I mean, look at this thing. It's a monster of a sketchbook. The first page? A very sad fairy on a lily pad. Either sad or just zoning out. Let's go with zoning out because that sounds relatively happier. Here is some old folklore of mine called my first ever comic book characters. Firefox? Yes, I was only made aware of the browser name after making the character. Awesome Possum, and his classic sandwich, and Funky Skunky being himself. I love these characters, as simple as they are. They are what made up most of my doodles of my childhood. Some manga eye practice. So, unlike the other sketchbook tours that I've done in the past, I'm not going to be talking over every single page like I've seen some art YouTubers doing. I'm just going to flip through and let some of the sketches speak for themselves. I honestly don't have an interesting thing to say about each drawing here, so I'll only pause on the real special ones, or that I have something to say about. Well, and what do you know? Drawings that I already have something to say about. These are some really old characters of mine that were my first attempt of creating a manga, or at least a comic in the manga style. It was about these high school kids who got powers to go back in time, and they would do all these cool things in history. Now, you think that the inspiration would be from a show like Doctor Who, or Back to the Future, or some other kind of time travel show like that. But no, this was inspired by Liberty Kids. Does anyone remember Liberty Kids? The show actually had nothing to do with time travel, but I just like the ideas. Kids traveling back in time to change things or set things back in order from evil villains. Honestly, I was probably putting Liberty Kids and the Magic Treehouse books in my head together when making these characters. And here's my first attempt at making the comic. I'd get pretty bored with it after a page was done, so I just stopped and started up again later on in the book. Wow, a completely blank page. Oh, to be back in the good old days where I could just leave a page blank and the whole world wouldn't judge me for just moving on. Oh, gosh, yikes. My first real attempt at drawing realistic hands. This was part of an art assignment in high school or middle school, I believe. We were studying on how to draw hands and, well, let's just say I really needed the practice. You'll see some better hands and feet going forward in the sketchbook. I actually got pretty good at them. And here we are, the foot part of the sketchbook. The assignment was to draw 10 realistic feet and 10 realistic hands. Some drawings are better than others, but you can see some real improvement with these drawings as they go along. Practice and drawing from reference really helps in the long run. From here on out, you'll be seeing a lot of my Mad Hatter's characters. I won't explain too much about them because their story is still one I plan on writing and turning into a book series. I love how cute and squart they look in these early stages of their design. They've really grown up with me as characters and helped me develop my style of drawing. Some days you just have a doodle page, and today was one of those days. I think I saw a video giving art advice, and one of the things was to draw in pen. I don't remember what I first doodled on this page, but the pen helped me think about each line, and it was a fun way to just let creativity flow from my brain. Aw, I actually still love this drawing so much. Do you see the progress in drawing a hand holding a pencil? It's so cute! I like how even in my cringy emo art, you can see the difference from the beginning of the sketchbook. My lines are slowly becoming more confident, my anatomy, while still horrendous, is getting better all the while, and I'm getting more comfortable with drawing the human figure, a drawing subject that I still enjoy drawing to this very day. You'll see a lot that in my sketchbooks I wrote a ton of things down, mostly stories of things that I wanted to write one day. I still use my sketchbooks for writing ideas to this very day, and looking back on these notes kind of helped me realize that I love drawing to tell stories. Narrative drawings such as comics, illustrations of scenes, figuring out characters is what I like to use my art for. I honestly can see so much of the author side of me shining through these pages. It makes me so happy to see. Whoa, a date! That's October 2014. So this sketchbook is more than a decade old. Heck! That's a long time to have kept on drawing and creating. And the last page in my sketchbook is where I would start the tradition of saving the last page for a last page party. It started here and will continue throughout the rest of my sketchbooks, so subscribe to see the rest of my last page parties. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed going through my old sketchbook and seeing the humble beginnings of a new artist. Hopefully this gave you some inspiration to start your own art journey and start making your own sketches. Who knows? Maybe you'll take something like this and make it a hobby that you love, like I have. Thanks so much again, and I'll see you later.